How goes it all? Welcome back to Patterson Properties. Hopefully, you guys are having a great and exceptional day. All righty. So, found this article today that hits near and dear to my heart, close to home, whatnot, because I am a millennial. And basically, I'm going to be talking about 2022 millennials regret buying their first homes this year, even though it's only been 1 month within a new year, but, I'm basically calculating between 2020 and 2022. Now, like I said, this topic is really deep in so many ways, family, because for the simple fact that, like I said earlier, I am a millennial but I do not regret buying my first home. I don't regret buying my investment properties. I just regret not buying a home sooner and not house hacking because, those kinds of conversations were not happening around me. The only kind of conversations that were happening around me about home ownership was just become a homeowner. That's it. It's the greatest way for you to be successful in life. And that's the end of the line. Never, no investment strategies. Those kind of conversations are usually never happen. Usually, especially I'm from the DMV area, everybody wants to brag about their background, but nothing about from an economic, tangible standpoint. That's another story for another day. But, I wasn't really privy to that information at the time when I purchased my first home. The article said that buyer's remorse is real. If one just asks a lot of millennial not any, but a lot of millennial homeowners today, the majority of whom regret buying their first home. So, they actually, there was actually a new survey that was conducted by the real estate education platform, Clever Real Estate, that polled 1,000 people about their home buying plans. Of the respondents who already owned a home, 82% had at least one significant regret about their home purchase. That's more than 64% of millennials who said they regretted buying their homes in a Bankrate survey from last June that polled more than 1,400 homeowners. And before I go on, I know a lot of millennials who regret buying a home during the pandemic because they overpaid for a property because of the lack of housing. And of course, the crazy, insane bidding wars that took place last year and at the end of 2020. The article also stated that those who rushed to buy it were more likely to experience financial remorse. The Cleaver Real Estate Survey found 1 in 4 millennials said their home value decreased, while the same amount said their mortgage was expensive. Since buyers often had to shell out more than the asking price to outdo competition, many now realize they overpaid. The survey found that 1 in 6 millennials would offer at least $100,000 above asking price for their own dream home. Almost half of millennials anticipate maxing out their budgets to buy a home, with one third planning to spend more than the median U.S. home price of $400,000 at the time of the survey. It was actually done last year in November 2021. And these prices have, of $500,000 homes are in all major and medium metropolitan areas across the United States of America. I've seen the $500,000 homes in Detroit, Michigan, Indianapolis, Indiana, Cleveland, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The article also stated that, it's not just in Atlanta, it's not just in Dallas, it's not just in DC, it's not just in New York and LA. It's just become the new norm. That's why it says median home price is $400,000, $400,000 to $500,000 nowadays. You do the math, even in Mississippi, Alabama, it doesn't matter the state, it's just, that's where we're at in today's world because of, the demand. The article also stated that consider 28-year-old aspiring home buyer Ashley Nader, who previously told Insider that she originally wanted to buy a house in Florida under $400,000. Florida's another state. Like they're stating that Florida is actually probably going to be it's right behind California and New York when it comes to a whole state as a whole being gentrified. Think on that. Okay, they might not have an income state tax, but it's gotten to the point in Florida where most Floridians cannot afford to live there anymore. Think about that, all right? But anyways, the lack of starter homes caused her to increase her budget by $200,000. But she refused to put an offer over the asking price. She said she could avoid buyer's remorse. She said, I don't want to play that game. And that is one of the smartest things that I ever heard, because at times a person has to come to a point where one has to make the adult conscientious decision to say that I am not going to overpay for a home or another home, for my first home. Sometimes you just got to say, I'm not going to do it. And I guess I'll be a renter for a little bit longer until the housing market somewhat stabilizes. I get it. The article also stated that some millennials turn to fixer-uppers as more of an affordable option. 82% of millennials said that they'd buy a home that needed significant repairs, more than 67% of millennials who said the same in 2019. Meanwhile, millennials also regretted buying in bad neighborhoods at 30%, a neighborhood that changed too much, 30%, and upkeep that was too expensive, about 30%. They realized that there were plenty of hidden costs of home ownership, from HOA, homeowner association fees, and personal property tax increases to maintenance for landscaping and appliances. And that is just one of the things at the end of the day that some people may not be cut out to be a homeowner, because, you know, there's a lot of fees. The home is your responsibility. You got to keep it up in shape, and you're not calling the landlord because you are the landlord, because you own the home. So you're the person that has to be responsible when something breaks down, you know. So, you know, you know, especially with the huge demand for housing in today's world, local governments are going to be raising property taxes, either out of greed, out of inflation, or just out of necessity. You know, but it's happening, and you as the home buyer must take all of these things into consideration and just be able to go from there, right? So anyways, Patterson No Properties, we wholesale properties via tax liens, tax sales, and we do direct marketing. So if you're a distressed property homeowner, definitely contact us. If you're an investor, contact us. If you're another wholesaler, contact us. We'd love to do business with you, all right? So do great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. And as I always say, make money moves, or you're going to live broke like a fool. Take care.